This is a video of the fish camp level of Meriwether, set when the Corps is encamped on the Missouri in what is today Nebraska. And you can see here at the very beginning of the level, you start in the camp, and it's not built out yet, but the entire Corps should be encamped here. Um, Now I'm talking with Clark, and here's several options. I'm not going to get too deep into the conversation right now. But he starts talking to me about how Willard was caught lying down while he was on guard duty the previous night, and I need to talk to the men to determine whether he was guilty of just lying down or also of sleeping uh, while he was on watch. So you can see Reed is right there. Some of the other men are over here. You can speak with any of them as well as any of the Oto that you encounter. They expose different parts of the story and also give you new missions. Okay, now I'm walking over towards the Oto village, and I run into some of my men who are fishing on this little pond here. And you can see they sort of say just these short blurbs. It's a different style that we're presenting some of the characters' speech rather than the long dialogues like you saw earlier. And in the distance, you can see the Oto village, um, which I'm headed to right now. And here's the Oto village. I try. I'm looking around. There's several characters here: Big Horse and Little Thief. And you notice if I talk to them, I can't understand them. So Lewis here, he says I'll come back with a translator. And you see at the very top, I got a new mission, which is to hire a translator. So I go and I look around, and there's Fa Fong, and I'm gonna try and hire him. And I'm just going through this very quickly. This entire level takes about an hour to play normally. So I'm going through things very quickly. You don't have to do them in this order. This is how I chose to do it, but it's very open ended. And so I now have a translator. Now if I go back to Big Horse or Little Thief or any of the Oto, I have the ability to converse with them, and um, supposedly the translator is following me, but that's not built into the game yet. And so here I am talking with Big Horse and Little Thief, asking him about the area, and I can go into further detail. And any player could spend as much time as they want going deep into the conversation and acting differently. I'm not going to get too far into it. It's best to see yourself. So now I'm kind of walking through the prairie, and I notice this other plant right here that I haven't seen before, and question marks appear above it, means that it's an undiscovered plant. Now I tried to discover it, and I see that it's meadow anemone, which is a new plant that I just discovered. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for other plants, and I just noticed, just ran by a little prairie dog I was trying to discover, but I was unable to catch it. Um, and then now you see some elk and deer in the distance, another plant, and there we go. I discovered curly top gumweed. I click on equip rifle, and now I get a crosshairs, and you'll also notice that I'm holding a rifle. If I put that over one of the elk, I have a chance to hit it. I just fired and missed. There we go, I hit it. And I unequip the rifle so I can walk faster. And now if I click on the elk rather, I get food and antlers. Skip forward a little bit. I've been exploring a little bit, and I come over to Pelican Island. These white capsules that you see represent pelicans, and the boxes are feathers on the ground, which I can use later in one of the missions. So they all kind of scatter as I get there. Okay, we'll fast forward again, and this is walking back to camp. I just saw the that prairie dog again. There, it's running by the screen, and I managed to catch it, and now I get information about the prairie dog, and I'm gonna head back to camp now and check up on the men, specifically see how Sergeant Floyd is doing. At the very beginning of the level, Clark mentioned to me how Floyd's condition has worsened, and that I need to check up on him and see how he's doing. So there's York is taking care of Floyd, and I'm talking to Floyd now, who's telling me that he's in bad shape. So I tell Floyd that I want to help him, but I need to consult my books first to see what kind of treatment I can give him. And now I go around, and there's these three books over here, which would eventually be sort of distributed through the rest of my equipment, which just hasn't been built yet. So they're just laying on the ground right now. But there's notes from Jefferson, from Dr. Rush, and from Lewis's mother as well. And you can. There's other ways to get other information about how you can take care of Floyd as well. So now when I go back to try and take care of him, I have some new options. Um, Give him Rush's pills, bloodletting, a hot bath. So I'm going to choose hot bath. And depending on what you choose, it can have different results. You can't actually save Floyd's life, but you can prolong it long enough to have different effects or different conversations with him. Um, and okay, yeah, I'll talk to York now. And he tells me he's been watching over Floyd overnight and through the day, and he tells me about his condition. I can also ask him about Willard and uh, his. He can give you different insight into Floyd, how he's doing. So there, I'm dictating a letter for Floyd. So that's a good amount of the fish camp level. I left out a lot of the conversations, but they're best seen if you play them yourself.